how does blogging generate leads, right? So how does it generate leads? Right now, we're feeling a paradigm shift, right, in sales. So if you're a salesperson, and if you've ever tried to sell anything before, you'll know that people are doing a lot of research before they even get to you. So people are contacting sales 57% later in the buying process than they did before. And I love to use the example of going to buy a car. So the first time that I went to go buy a car, there wasn't really anything for me to search on the internet. I could go out and buy a Kelley Blue Book guide, and I could go buy a Consumer Reports guide, but I was 16 years old, and so I probably wasn't going to do that. And so my dad took me down to the dealership, and he sat me down with Joe, his car dealer, and Joe told me 3 cars I could pick from. And I was like, all right, well, there's no way I'm driving 2 of those, so I guess I'm buying the 3rd one, right? And that was my buying process. Joe held the power. Joe knew that he was going to have to help me pick a car because there wasn't really a whole lot of ways for me to pick it myself, sort of going down to the dealership and working with a salesperson. So now, though, 57% of that sales process has already taken place before they even contact you. So that is kind of a scary thing, right? Because before I go in and buy a car, I can go out and I can look at all the different makes and models that are available. I know what the fuel economy is of each one of them. I know how big the back seat is because I need to know how many car seats I can fit back there. And I also know what the resale value is and what my car should trade in for. So I know what I'm negotiating about. And then when they say, I think you should buy this car, I say, no, I don't think so, because that one has horrible resale value and I know that I can't fit my car seat in it no matter what you tell me. So it's a different situation, right? Obviously, your buyers are getting their information from somewhere. So the question is, where are they getting it from? Before they come to you, they've made these buying choices, but are they getting their information from you? Or are they getting it from your competition? And who do you want them to get it from? So let's take a second and let's talk about the stages of the buying cycle. So when you were describing your target market, I want you to think about what stages of the buying cycle they're usually contacting you at and when you would like them to contact you at. So the first step in the buying cycle is awareness. So I'm going to say, I might need a new car because I don't know if I can fit 2 car seats in the back seat of my car. I don't know though, maybe. And honestly, I don't even know if this is going to be a problem or not. I might not even know that I won't be able to fit 2 car seats in the back of my car, right? So the first thing that has to happen is I have to be aware of the fact that there's a problem. Then I'm going to consider options. So at this point, this arrow kind of represents the awareness. I know that there's a problem, and I need to consider how to solve the problem. So I know I need to get a new car because 2 car seats do not fit in the back seat of my car. Which makes and models of cars will fit 2 car seats in the back of them, allow me to take a stroller, and fit 2 dogs in them? Then I have to ask, what budget do I have? At that point, I've probably narrowed down the field, right? And I have a few options to pick from. Maybe I have 3 or 4 makes and models that I think would be acceptable cars for me to drive that would fit my needs. And that's when I'm probably going to go out to a website and look for cars in the area that actually meet my criteria, and then drive to that dealership, to the lot, and test drive those cars. And after that, I would talk to a salesperson, or during that phase, I would talk to a salesperson, and then I would purchase the car. Okay, so the challenge is that most online marketing is actually focusing on people in phases 3 and 4 of the buying process. And that's a little bit late because I didn't have the opportunity to make a relationship with people as they were going through the awareness and consideration process. So right now, if I go to local car dealerships' websites, I can look at makes and models of vehicles that are available for me to buy and see what their prices are, but they don't tell me how big the back seat is. They don't let me choose from on their website and become educated about the products that they offer. That's something I have to go out to Kelley Blue Book for. It's something I go out to the Toyota website for. It's something that I go out to the Ford website for. So the Toyota and the Ford website are allowing me to do my consideration, while the local websites that are actually selling me something don't allow me to do that. So they're not creating that bond with me at first. Go back to your sheet and look at your buyer persona and ask yourself, where are they in this buying phase? Do they know that they have a problem? Are they considering solutions? Are they considering specific solutions and deciding between a few? Or have they already decided between the solutions and are they ready to purchase? And then think to yourself, on my website, how am I talking to people? Am I talking to people in phases 3 or 4, or am I talking to people in phases 1 or 2? And then, of course, we want to restart the process and have a new relationship with upselling and reselling and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so this slide here represents a slice of our analytic data from last year on our website. One of the best performing blog posts that we have was published last year in March, and it's called Newsletter Do's and Don'ts. And we had 3,774 visitors last year, and the bounce rate on this blog post was 85%, and the exit rate was 83.9%. So when I looked at this, I was like, I mean, I'm really proud of myself that I wrote a blog post that was so interesting to people that they would stop and read it. This number made me very happy. Then when I got over here, I was like, man, I just had 3,774 opportunities to create business, and 85% of those people just left my website on the exact same page that they came in on. That's disappointing to me, right? Then I realized that most of the people on this page leave it. So that's not what I want. That's not what I wanted. I was like, wait a second, how do I get these people to engage with me? So we changed the way that we approached it. This is this year's numbers. This year we've had 6,105 people so far visit this blog post, and our bounce rate is only 12%. So that means that they came in on that page and left on that page, and it was 85% of the people came in and left on that page, and now only 12% of the people come in and leave on that page. That is awesome. Also note that the exit rate went down. Not quite in half, but it went down by quite a bit. So that means people are not leaving from this page nearly as often. This is what I want, right? So how did I do that? And what happened to those people? So I changed the structure of the page. I changed the way that I spoke to them on this website, but I didn't change the blog post at all. The blog post is still the same blog post. And my system tells me that 24 of these individuals were actually converted into contacts. So yes, it took me 6,000 people to get there, but this blog post converted 24 of them to contacts in my database, which is awesome, right? So how does that work, right? So how does blogging generate leads? The answer is it doesn't. It actually generates traffic. As you can see from the first situation, last year I was blogging, I provided lots of great information, and I got more traffic to my site, which is awesome because traffic is the first thing that I need to generate a lead because I can't sell something to somebody I can't talk to. But it's my responsibility to actually turn that traffic into a lead. Now, think about your website like a network. If you only have 5 people in your network or 5 pages in your website, then you only have 5 opportunities to actually sell something to somebody. So the likelihood of you meeting somebody that you are actually going to sell something to isn't so great because there's only 5 people to sell it to. Now, let's say, on the other hand, that you have 500 pages on your website. So you know you have 500 ways to enter your site, and you have 500 different people that you know in your network. You're much more likely to make a sale out of 500 than you are out of 5. And that's how you're generating more traffic back into your site, and that's how you have more opportunities to create leads, is by building that network with both the search engine and by providing different information for people that are searching for your services. Or maybe not searching for your services, but searching for answers to their problems that your service provides.